class, right? So different levels, right? Mixed abilities. Okay, anything else? Give me 2 or 3 more suggestions that we can work with. Got different level students, time management. Okay, right. So we only have 30 or 40-minute lessons and we've got to cover the whole curriculum in there. How do we get like interesting stuff? Pupils' attention span. Okay, right. Yeah. Looking at the textbook a lot every day. It's kind of repetitive. I guess they get used to it. So any way of mixing up the activities is good. Give me one more. Teaching in a combined class, year 4 plus year 5 in one class. Right, okay, so you've got different level abilities and remedial instruction as well, and people's not interested. Okay, so I think the kind of recurring theme here is probably mixed ability classes. Let's go with that. So what we're going to do now is I want to show you how we can solve that problem for your class or try to using a no-code tool. I'm not sure if you've heard of no-code before, but basically this is where you can create apps, websites, anything that you like that's on the internet using prompting only. So I want to give you like a live demonstration of this. Before we do that though, let's see what ChatGPT says are the most common problems in the Malaysian classroom. So what are the most common challenges for primary English teachers in Malaysia? Let's see what ChatGPT says. Come on, ChatGPT, don't let me down. Here we go. Wide range of student proficiency, #1. ChatGPT is kind of right there. That's good. So let's stick with this. These two are quite good, right? So what I'm going to do now is ask ChatGPT to make me a prompt for another AI. Okay, based on these 2 challenges. Okay, I like the top 2. I like 1 and 2. Please, I want to develop actually, I think I already have a prompt for this. No, I don't. I want to develop a web app using a no-code tool to solve these problems. Write me a prompt, a detailed prompt for the AI. Let's see what it does. And we're going to put this into the no-code tool, let it run, and we'll come back to it later to see what it gives us. I have no idea what's going to happen. This is live. It's like a live cooking show. Anything could go wrong. Okay, we've got a lesson differentiation planner. Okay, this is quite a lot. This should be good though. Let's copy this. Oh, it's still going into learning sciences as well. All right, this is perfect. So let's copy that. And this is an app called V0, by the way, V0 Dev. And I'm going to share the links for all of these. This is free to use. All you need to do is give it a detailed prompt, like I've just done, and you press enter. And now it is going to create that app for me, hopefully. We'll come back to this throughout the session. Okay. So has anyone used this kind of thing before? V0 or a no-code development tool? Have you heard of it? No? Okay, cool. Hopefully this works. This is a bit of a risk, a bit of a gamble, but you know what? Let's try. Wow, it's doing something. I have no idea what it's doing. Right, anyway, let's move on with this session. We'll come back to this later. So I want to talk to you about shiny object syndrome. Look at this is from EdTech Insiders. This was created in April this year. Look at all these different AIs that you can use for different parts of teaching. So we've got instructional materials. Look how many there are. Assessment and feedback. Look how many there are. And we've got professional learning, practice support, social tools, and over here we've got student support with different categories as well. So there's so many here. But my intention is not to get you to look at all of these tools. What I want to do is give you a warning. We can easily get distracted by all of this AI that is out there. But the problem is there's every single day, there's a new AI that's being developed for teaching, for learning. My advice to you is don't get distracted. My advice, and one of my main messages I want to share with you today, is find a few tools that work for you and stick with them. Become like an expert at them. Get better at prompting. Get better at thinking of use cases for your specific students, rather than getting distracted by all of these tools. Because you will find that you're going to waste a lot of time learning new tools that probably won't quite work for your context, right? So the tools that I'm going to be sharing with you today are things that you're probably familiar with as well. So Canva, Google Video, this one called Natural Readers, Read Along by Google. Maybe you've not heard of this one. This is quite new. And then your basic chat AI, what they called assistants. So I'm not gonna. you may see one or two that you've not seen before, but really the most of it is going to be around using ChatGPT. So my message to you is find the things that work for you and go deep in those. Get better at using those, and you'll find that it will save you time and it will improve the quality of the output from the AI once you get familiar with it. Okay, something in the chat box. We've got, are they free? Yes, everything I'm sharing with you today is 100% free. I researched a lot of these before this session because I wanted to find the things that work for you, and cost was definitely something that is always on my mind. So I've found the free tools for you to use. Okay. Right. So let's talk about garbage in, garbage out. So what I mean by this is if you put a bad prompt into AI, you're going to out. So garbage in, garbage out. So I want to quickly talk to you about prompting. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Honestly, I find this topic really boring personally, but I know that if you get your prompts right, you get a much better output. So it is worth a bit of time thinking about it. And I want to show you as well with an example. So let's go to yeah, sorry, I need to give you a warning. You're going to get a bit nauseous because I'm going to be flicking backwards and forwards for this. I apologize for that. Let's grab a bad prompt. Okay, let's start a new chat. So let's see, bad prompt. Make me a speaking activity for Year 4 English students. Let's see what happens. I bet you'll come up with some good ideas. Fun, structured Year 4 English speaking activity. Find someone who. It's a good activity. Have you used this activity before? I think it's a great activity. It gets the students speaking. The issue, though, is this is not written for your students. This is just a general Year 4 kind of topic, you know, like pets, spicy food, beaches, brothers. It's not linked to any specific theme. So it doesn't really match what you're teaching in the class. It might be good at the end of the year or the beginning of the year as a energizer or a speaking practice, but it could be so much better. So let's find the better one. This is a good prompt. Oh, by the way, I should probably tell you the good prompt is following this acronym, clarity. So you've got context. You don't need to remember this, by the way. AI made this for me as well. Context, learner level, action verb, requested output, instructional standard, task format, and your AI assistant's role. So context is who are you? I'm a Year 4 English teacher in Malaysia. What's your level of students? CEFR A1, low proficiency, mixed ability. Action verb, create, list, write, generate. What do you want it to do, basically? Your requested output. I want a worksheet. I want a game. I want a reading text. I want a poster. Your instructional standard. This is where you can copy your learning standard to practice writing based on learning standard 4.1.2, because AI knows what the learning standards are, but you can also paste the text in as well. I'll show you in my example. Task format. What do you want it to do? You want it to create a fun pair game or a printable worksheet or a 3-step activity. And finally, what's the AI's role? So you are my lesson planning assistant. So let's see what it comes up with when we give it a good prompt using all that. You are my lesson planning assistant. I teach year 4 pupils in Malaysia with CEFR A1 low proficiency. Create a fun pair game to practice learning standard 4.12, giving simple instructions. Make it visual and suitable for 9-year-olds. Let's see what happens now. A much better prompt compared to the one that we gave it first. So we've got robot commander. Turn left, pick up the pencil. Oh, I like that. That I think the students would like that, right? Imagine you're a robot commander. You're giving it imperative instructions, which is exactly what giving simple instructions is. Sit down, stand up, jump, walk, turn left, turn right. Okay, perfect. Each icon is inside a 3x3 grid. The commander looks at the map and chooses a target, e.g. the teddy bear. Without showing the map, they give 3 to 4 simple instructions to guide the robot. So maybe the robot starts here. And you say, go straight, turn right, turn left. Okay, that could work. That could be quite nice. And this is a much better idea and targeted. Oh, look, we've even got differentiation. Hello? Yeah, so this is much better output than our bad prompt here, which is too general. So just a bit of evidence for you here in action. This is specific. This one here is specific to your learning standard and to your students' abilities. And it's also giving you the differentiation as well. Okay. I'm just going to quickly go here and see what's happening, because I think I need to create MVP prototype. Okay, right. Any questions so far? No, actually, let me ask you a question. How good are you at prompting? Do you think you're good at prompting? If you think you're good at prompting, give me a 10. If you think you're not very good at prompting and you end up getting frustrated with AI and what it gives you, maybe you're going to be a 1. So just put in the chat if you're 1, not very good at prompting. 10, you're an expert at prompting. 5, 6, 7, 1, 7, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, 5. Okay, right. Okay, that's good. Would there be a different type of respond quality if we were to use free and paid version of ChatGPT? Yeah, I'll get back to that in a second. So 8, right. So I get your kind of general confidence levels with prompting. So I think this will be a nice thing for you to remember then in that case, because if you follow all of these steps, you're going to get a much better output. And I think the key word here is be specific. You can never be too specific with ChatGPT or any AIs. The more information you can give it with exactly what you want, the better your output's going to be. The question about free version versus paid version. Paid version has more memory of who you are. You can set up the paid version so that it understands your context, so that every time you go into it, you don't have to say, I'm a year 4 English teacher, you are my writing assistant. You can do that behind the scenes so that every time you go in, it already knows who you are. It remembers what it's done for you before. So that's the main difference. However, I know on the free version now, they have started to link the memories between the chats. So it can relate to previous conversations that you've had. The paid version is just more powerful. But the free version is still amazing and perfect for your use case. You can still get a real high quality output from the free version. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so remember, clarity, be specific. More is better in your prompting. Tell it exactly what you want, and it will give you a better response. And a little hack here, is use AI to create your prompts for you. So if you want something a bit more detailed, like a whole lesson plan, just give one AI the information. Look, this is the lesson I'm teaching. Copy the scheme of work, put it in as an image. Copy the textbook, put it in as an image. Say, please, can you write me a prompt for another AI to create a lesson plan for a mixed ability class in Malaysia? Press enter, it will create a prompt for you. Then you can put that into another chat or another AI, and it will give you a better output. Very similar to what I did with this thing here. Oh, look, we'll come back to that later. I don't want to spoil the surprise just yet. Okay. A little story. My wife, I often hear her swearing at ChatGPT and getting frustrated because and she actually types swear words into it as well because she's so frustrated because what she's putting in is just not clear enough to the AI. She's saying things like, I want you to make this into a pastel drawing. And the AI will create something that's not anywhere near what she wants. And she's like, why are you so stupid? Why can't you do this? And so my 11-year-old daughter has been teaching her how to make better prompts using longer sentences, being more specific and telling the AI what they don't want as well. So making it a bit more with a bit more clarity. Okay. So another use case for AI. So learning standards are what you find in your DSKP or your scheme of work. This language here connects sentences into a coherent paragraph using basic coordinating conjunctions and reference pronouns. This wasn't written for students. This was written for teachers. But I've seen in quite a few classrooms this kind of language on the board, on the whiteboard. And honestly, the students have no idea what this means. So another use case, which is a very powerful use case, is to get the AI to rewrite the learning standard into student-friendly learning objectives and success criteria. Let me give you an example. I have a prompt here. So you are my lesson planning assistant. Write me some student-friendly LO and SC for Year 4 primary students in Malaysia using the learning standard below. The image shows the lesson materials for the lesson. Let me screenshot that image. I'm also going to give it an image. Oops, like that. I told you this is going to be like a live demo, so things are going to go wrong. Okay. Connect. Oh, so here's the learning standard. Connect sentences into a coherent paragraph, blah, 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 blah. Make sure that SC start with I can, are observable, and show the student how they will meet the LO. Let's see what it does. And while it's kind of thinking, I just want to give you a story that might connect. If you are not habitually putting the LO and SC on your whiteboard at the beginning of your lesson, I strongly encourage you to do so. So the reason why, imagine you go into a meeting, like your school meeting once a week, and there is no agenda. You have no idea what is happening in the meeting. You don't know what is going to be talked about. You don't know what the objective of the meeting is. And then the meeting happens and you come out of that meeting, you're like, what was that meeting for? What was it about? So that's the same kind of thing that would happen if you don't give your students learning objectives and success criteria. It's their map for knowing what's going to happen in that lesson. So they can see, you could tell them at the beginning of the lesson, this is what we're going to do. This is how you're going to do it. And this is how you're going to know that you were successful. Then at the end of the lesson, you come back to them and you say, this is what you did. And this is how you did it. And this is how you were successful. So let's see what AI gave us. Remember the non-student friendly one was connect sentences into a coherent paragraph using basic coordinated conjunctions and reference pronouns. Definitely teacher talk. So AI has given us this. We are learning to connect our sentences to write a short paragraph about a trip. Okay, that's better. I can use and to join ideas that are similar. Okay, great. That's really good. That's so much better than the original one. I can use but to show a different or opposite idea. They were scary, but interesting. I can use reference pronouns like they and we. Okay, nice. And I can write 3 to 5 sentences to make one paragraph about a trip. Okay, that's much better. But honestly, I still don't really like this one. So, the reason why I don't is because like connect our sentences. Imagine this for your low-level students in year 4. Are they going to understand that? Connect our sentences? Maybe. Also, I don't like this really, because no, it's okay. It's okay. Let's just stick with it. So, okay, we'll come back to this. So, but what I want to say to you here is remember that AI can get you 90% there, but the output you're going to get from the AI will always require your expert eyes to amend and tweak the details. Remember, you're the expert. You're the one who makes a decision. So don't just blindly copy and paste. Actually, as it turns out, AI's done a very good job here. But before, when I've done this, it's given me long words. It's given me 6 success criteria, and it just seems unmanageable. So remember, you're the final decision maker here. Don't outsource every part of thinking to the AI. Make sure that you are working with it, and not just blindly copying. Okay, this is good. Let's keep this. So remember, you can also use AI to give you simple and fun activity suggestions for starters. So let's say using these, hello, see, for this lesson, please create me a 5-min interactive fun starter. Maybe a game. See what it does. A question here, do I think the prompts are better in point forms instead of sentences? If point forms, I think honestly, I don't think it matters if it's a sentence or a point form. The thing that matters is the logic in your thinking to put it into the AI, the structure of your thinking. So if bullet points help you to create a more logical flow to be specific for your prompt, then please do that. AI won't, it won't kind of actually notice. It will just see the words as tokens and then act on your instructions. So it doesn't really matter. Whatever helps you best, I would say. Let's see what this starter is. Okay, how to... Actually, you know what? I don't like this already because it's asking me to prepare something. Okay, so I'm going to ask no preparation, please. No prep. Fun speaking game. Give me 5 options. See what happens here. I don't want to do extra materials and printing. I just want something to do real quick, real fast, snappy that the kids will enjoy, and we'll set up the lesson. So in pairs, one pupil says a sentence like, I like cats. The next pupil must add a sentence using and. I like cats, but I don't like dogs. Maybe not so culturally appropriate, but you get the gist. I keep going backwards and forwards. Okay, this is nice. So they do like a form of verbal tennis. That's much better. I wouldn't use this one because Kevin hasn't been introduced yet. This is Kevin went to the museum. Okay, say 2 simple ideas aloud. It was hot, it was sunny. And the children have to say the conjunction, whether it's but or and. Okay, that's nice as well. So there's some good ideas that you can use as your starter here. You can also use it for extension activities or differentiated activities as well. Let's see. Look at this prompt. I have one even better written here. And this one is better because it's following my pattern. And this one is talking about CEFR A1 level. And it's also got the... No, that's cool, actually. No, I think that starter's fine, to be honest. Right, so we've got the starter. Now, let's have a look at... Oh, sorry. Can you still see my screen? I pressed the wrong button. You can still see it, yeah? What's happening here? Can you someone unmute and say you can still see my screen or not?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
yes.
Right, okay, cool. Right, so now we're going to use this AI. You've got your mixed ability classes, and we're going to ask it to create a differentiated level text. So I'm going to put this image in here and this prompt here. And the prompt says, great, thanks. The thing is, I have some students in my class who are more like pre-A1 CEFR level. I think the email text is a bit too tricky for them. Can you generate a simpler version of the text, please? See what happens. And the reason why I say please here always is because I'm scared when AI becomes a robot, it will come and hunt me down if I'm not polite. That's my wife's view of AI. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got. Let's see the original text. Where are we? Hi, how are you? Last month, my family and I went on a trip to Egypt. It was very hot and sunny there. We rode camels to the pyramids of Giza. They were very big. I took a lot of photos. We saw mummies at the museum. They were scary. Okay, let's see what the easier version is. Last month, my family and I went to Egypt. It was hot and sunny. We rode camels to the pyramids. The pyramids were very big. I took many photos. Yeah, I think that's better. I think that's a much better one. And it even tells you shorter sentences, simpler structure, higher frequency vocab, and the core ideas are also retained as well. So yeah, this is good. I think this is better. But the thing is, you would know your students better than AI. So remember the human in the loop part. Make sure that when you're reviewing the AI text, that it has the words that you've previously taught in it. You know what vocabulary your students know. AI doesn't know. So for example, you might think, my students don't know museum. So you're going to change that. We went to the pyramids. We saw mummies. They were scary, but interesting. Your students might not know treasure. I like the mummy's gold the most. Use your judgment here. Remember, AI is going to get you 90% of the way there. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at images that you can generate using AI. I don't want to code. I want to create a image. Oh, like you can see the ones that I've done down there already when I was practicing. So in my prompt, I put, please generate an image of a young boy holding a picture of the pyramids after he has just returned from his trip to Egypt. Which one is best? These are all kind of Matt Sally centric. Oh, this one's okay. So I'm going to use this. Looks like excited that he came back from the pyramids. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that into this here. This is going to become our lesson materials kind of dump. Okay. And now let's make a video about this boy who came back from his trip. I'm not sure if you've used Google Video before. You've all got MOE Google accounts, which means that you have access to this. This is VO. This is only available on the paid versions, and the MOE Google Workspace is a paid version. So let's plan your video story. I've already got this prompt. Make me a video about a little boy who has just returned from his holiday to Egypt. He is excited to share all his experiences of his holiday with his friends in school. He went to the pyramids, ate lovely food, saw some mummies, and saw the Sphinx. See what happens. Looks like a pretty good outline. Delicious Egyptian food, mummies and tombs, museum, the Sphinx. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it comes up with. I'll use that. Oh no, actually, you know what? I'm going to use this one. This one's nice. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. These things take time, as always. And while we're waiting, I'm going to copy and paste all of our AI stuff that we've got into this dump here. We've also got the objectives, right? We've got the starter. Put that up here. And we've got the SC. Let's see. Okay. There we go. So we're making a good start here into this lesson. Let's see how that video is coming on. Brewing delight. Okay, oh, it's done. Nice. I'm not sure if you can hear this in your browser. If you can't, Nisha, could you unmute your mic and let me know if you can't hear it when I press play? Give me a sec.
Okay.
Actually, let's play it here. Come on, load. Don't die on me now. Oh, come on. Unresponsive.
It died.
It died. Well, you know, this is gonna happen. Like they say, as actors, never work with kids, animals, and now it's AI.
Get ready for an amazing journey.
Can you hear it?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to tell you all about my fantastic holiday to a super old and exciting country. Can you guess where it is? I just got back from Egypt, and I couldn't wait to come to school to share all my incredible stories with you. My friends immediately gathered around, their eyes wide with curiosity, asking me all about my trip. They wanted to know everything. First, I told them about the most amazing things I saw, the Great Pyramids. I showed them pictures of these giant, pointy buildings, standing tall against the blue sky. I told them how incredibly tall they felt when I stood next to them, and how old and mysterious they looked, like they had so many secrets inside. Next, I shared my favorite part, the delicious Egyptian food. Oh, it was so yummy. I talked about all the new tastes I tried, from spicy falafel to sweet baklava. My favorite was definitely the koshari. Imagine yummy lentils, rice, pasta, and chickpeas, all mixed together with a special sauce. It was so good. Then I told them about the spooky part, seeing real mummies and exploring ancient tombs. We went to a museum, and I saw real mummies. They were wrapped in cloth, and it felt like I was looking at someone from thousands of years ago. Mummies are really old people who were preserved to last forever. It was amazing to see them up close. And finally, I told them about the majestic Sphinx with its lion body and human head. I showed them a picture of this giant statue. It was even bigger than I thought it would be. It looked so mysterious, just sitting there in the desert, guarding the pyramids for centuries. My holiday to Egypt was the best adventure ever. I loved every single moment, from seeing ancient wonders to tasting new foods. It was truly unforgettable. My friends were so impressed, and by the end, they all wished they could go to Egypt too.
Okay. A bit weird, but it was okay. Not bad. Something that AI created from a very simple prompt in a matter of seconds, right? So you can imagine how you can use this for making your lessons come to life a bit. So we went from a textbook here, and we've created like an actual video diary from Kevin. Actually, that was a lady who was narrating, but you get the point. So let's see what image it came up with from Canva. Oh, we already did that, didn't we? Yeah. Let's copy this one here. If I do that, share. copy link. And I'm going to put this in our dump here. There we go. So we've got a video. So we've got all of our lesson materials coming along nicely. Let's go back to done image and video generation. Oh, by the way, this is one I prepared earlier. You can see here on the left that I used a simple, I simplified the text, and then I asked ChatGPT to put it into an email template for me. And I think I have a prompt for that as well here. Yeah, here it is. Oh no, that's I don't have a prompt for it, but I can write a prompt for you so you can do that yourselves afterwards. Right, where are we? So listening, right? This is one of the most challenging parts in my experience of teaching English. Usually you're restricted to the tape or the CD. Everything that's on the audio is already defined. It's very hard to create your own audios, but not anymore. Now what we can do is find our text here, copy and paste all of that, and we can put it into this thing called natural readers. And just want to give you a warning, always a good idea to put an extra space after the sentences. Otherwise, for some reason, it connects them together. I'm going to change the speed because I'm assuming my kids are lower level. And I've got my British speaker, but you can change the voices, and let's see what happens.
We went to the museum.
Oh, let's
We
start.
saw. Hello, John. How are you? Last month, my family and I went to Egypt. It was hot and sunny. We rode camels to the pyramids. The pyramids were very big.
Bit slow.
I took many photos. We went to the museum. We saw mummies. They were scary but interesting. I liked the mummy's treasure the most. Egypt was fun. From Kevin.
Okay. Now, what used to be very, very tricky and difficult to do, creating your own audios, is a matter of simple prompting from ChatGPT. Copy and paste the text into natural readers, and it will create, and you can select the voice, change the speed, and it will create your audios for you. But you know what? What I want is some comprehension questions for that text. So let's go back to ChatGPT here. Please write me some simple comprehension questions for this text. I want it as a worksheet. Let's also make a worksheet. See what it does. So it remembers what the level is. Okay, this is nice. We got a tick box. So what was the weather like? Okay, pretty decent. I think that pre-A1 students could do this. Maybe this is a bit tricky. This could be the differentiation for the students who are a bit more advanced. Yes, please. And this is a good thing about ChatGPT, if you're not aware, please put it into Canvas. Canvas is the ChatGPT's, how do you say, it's like Google Sheets, so that it's easier to copy and paste. Forgive my slow internet. Or I don't know if it's, no, I don't want it there. No, I mean in Canvas, which is this, I think. No, not that. So I can easily copy and paste. Okay, well, it's not working right now, but trust me, it does usually work. Look, the issue is if I copy and paste this into Google Sheets, the formatting is a bit weird. You see, it's kind of all spaced out everywhere. And then so, I mean, it's not that much of a big deal. You just need to press delete a few times. But if you do it in Canvas, Canvas, the formatting is a lot better. So just a little tip for you there. Okay, so we've got some comprehension questions for our written text, for our listening, whichever one we want to do there. Now we want to think about writing. So something you can do with ChatGPT is get your students to write back and forth to the GPT. So I am going to ask my pupils to reply to the email here. I want you to imagine you are Kevin. Please reply to their email. And just so it remembers what we're doing, here's the email for your context. Understood? Oh, that's wrong. Let's copy and paste this. See what happens. I'm Kevin. I'm Kevin. I'm ready to reply to any emails your pupils write to me. Just send me their messages, and I'll respond in a way that models CEFR A1 level. Okay, cool. So you can imagine where you might have this being displayed on your projector, and you can, as a class, you can come up with an email reply to Kevin. So we can say, "Hi, Kevin." You can elicit this from your students. Oh, not that. Don't press enter. Hi, Kevin. Egypt sounds great. What was the weather like? Were the mummies really scary? What else do we want to ask? What was the most interesting thing you did? Would you go back? Thanks. Oh, from who is it? Who's the person? John. So in your class, you can imagine eliciting these questions from your students. So now you've got like a pen pal situation. So we're going to reply, and then ChatGPT is going to reply, "Hi, John, thanks for your email. The weather in Egypt was very hot and sunny every day." Now what you've got is a reason for the students to write, which is quite often missing when you're teaching writing. You get the students write on a piece of paper and they give it to you, the teacher, and you mark it. But now you've got a lot more interest because there's going to be an immediate response from this AI. Give it a try. It's very easy to do in your class. The weather in Egypt was very hot and sunny. I had to drink a lot of water. Yes, the mummies were really scary. Their faces looked old and dry, but I like looking at their treasure. Most interesting thing I did was ride a camel to the pyramids. It was scary and fun. Okay, nice. I like this. And as you can see here, you've got like a back and forth. The original email, our response, and then the response from ChatGPT. And you can keep on doing this. This is like a nice little reward as well. You can imagine fast finishers who have done a text. You can get them to come and write their text into ChatGPT, or you can do it for them in front of everyone. However you want to do it, it's just a more engaging way of doing writing. And with speaking, you can do something similar for speaking. So I've got a prompt already prepared. I'm going to say, now I'm going to ask my pupils to have a conversation with you. I want you to reply to them as if you are Kevin. Understood? See what happens. Hopefully it understands. Yep. Kevin. Okay, so let's go into chat mode. Hi, Kevin. Can you tell me about your trip to Egypt, please?
Hi there, I'd love to tell you more. On my trip to Egypt, my family and I saw the pyramids, which were huge and amazing. We also visited a museum where we saw real mummies. It was so interesting and it gets spooky too. I took lots of photos and had so much fun. If you have any more questions, let me know.
Can you tell me what was the camel ride like?
The camel ride was really exciting. At first, it felt a bit wobbly because camels are so tall, but I got used to it quickly. The camel moved slowly, and I could see the pyramids in the distance. It was definitely one of the coolest parts of the trip.
Okay, thanks. Right, so we can see there that the answers were probably a little bit high level, honestly, but now you've got a written transcript of that conversation that just happened, you can do some language work with this. So let's see, your students will probably know this. They probably know my family. They probably know the pyramids because we've just been teaching that. They probably know huge and amazing, but maybe didn't hear it because of the speed that the response was coming in. But this is good listening exposure either way. You can analyze the text afterwards, show the students they know the words. And the more you do this, the more you're going to get them exposed to speaking and listening as well. Okay, so we've got that. Another one that I want to share with you, this is free for you all to use for reading. This is Google's latest AI responsive reading software. So you need to decide what level your children are. Probably, let's just say that they're lower level. And I'm going to scroll all the way down to level 1 stories. Let's find Billy to the rescue. Let's do that.
Let's read. Billy to the rescue.
Oh, yeah. Billy is a fire engine.
Excellent. You are reading really well.
Thank you. Fire, fire, says a firefighter. Okay, you get the drift. You get the drift.
10 minutes of reading today. Read for 9 more minutes.
So
Wow. Look at all those stars you got.
you can create different kinds of competitions in your class. Who can collect the most stars at the end of the week? And they can, just share with you how many books they've read. This is a very motivating thing. They can do this at home. It's very simple to do. My son did something similar, but it was for maths. It was this, I can't remember what the name of the app was, but he was so motivated to learn his times tables simply because he wanted to beat everyone else in his class at the end of the week. So it really works, like this gamification, and you can level it down for your students' ability as well. What happens is the AI part is it will recommend based on your reading speed which level books you should read next. So it's pretty cool. And this is a new thing from Google. Okay. Remember this? Let's go back, see what our app built. Okay. So you remember what we were trying to do? We were trying to solve the problem of differentiation in our classes, different leveled students. So this is what it came up with. English Classroom Helper. Differentiate your English lessons effortlessly for Malaysian primary classrooms. Built for Malaysian teachers, smart student grouping. Does it actually do that by CFI levels? Ready to use 50 plus CFR aligned activities. We'll check if that actually works in a second. Instant lesson plans and mobile friendly. It's aligned with DSKP, designed for large classes, works with limited. Okay, this sounds too good to be true if you ask me. Let's see what happens. Sign up for free. Gary, SK test. Let's put this in. Test. Create a free account. Is it going to work? What's going to happen? Oh my goodness. It actually did something. So we've got my dashboard. I've got 2 classes with 60 students. But how does it work? Add a new class. All right, so none of these buttons don't actually work yet. But this was all done from a prompt. So what I can then do is ask it to make the buttons work, make the buttons work on the dashboard. And honestly, I don't actually think this is a great web app personally, but I just wanted to give you a demonstration of how this would work. Now, I just prompted it and it's recoding everything behind the scenes to create a web app that would actually work. I do have one of these already that I made. The 0, which we're using on one of our programs right now. If I can remember my login. Hopefully that's it. Did it work? Yes. Right, so this is an actual web app that we created to support one of our programs. And what it does is just an AFL reflection tool. So at the end of every lesson, the teacher puts which subject they were teaching, identifies the target language that they were focusing on for remedial students, and then they put an activity name, and then they can assess the level of the student's understanding and save the reflection. And then at the end, they get the reflections all recorded in here. So this was just a very quick demonstration of how you can use, let's see what's happening here. Did it work? I'm interested to know if this works, sorry. Yeah, it worked. See, I just said make the buttons work. And all of a sudden it works. Okay. You know what? I think that's enough. I've just given you a whirlwind tour of the way that you might be able to use AI. I hope something in here was a little bit inspirational for you, something that you can use in your classes moving forward. I think my main messages would be to make sure your prompting's good. Don't get distracted by all of the millions of AI tools out there. Find the ones that work for your use case. But more importantly, always start with the end in mind. What do you actually want to use it for? So you want to use it for planning your lessons. You want to use it for creating a listening or an audio. You want to use it for creating a differentiated text. What do you want it for? And then use AI for that. Okay. Thank you for listening. I hope I didn't send you to sleep. And thank you for your patience as well. In like the tech and like my kind of going to and from the screens. If anyone have any questions? Which app are we talking about? The Hidayah. Was it the one that I was making the reflection tool? Is it that one? The reading one. All right, it's called the reading one. Oh, I've got it all in the slides. I've got all the links. I'll share that with you after this. It's called Google. No, what was it called? It's called Read Along. Read Along Google. If you just type that in your browser, you'll be able to find the app. No worries. Any questions, anyone?
Gary,
Yeah,
Mr. Kamlesh has a question.
Who has a question?
Must we get the Pro Chat GPT for us to unbox these features?
Yeah, I think I answered that.
Okay.
I answered it before, but I'll answer it again. The features that you saw me using on ChatGPT just now, that's freely available for everybody. I didn't use any additional features. I just prompted it. It was all in the same chat, all in the same thread, and free version or paid version can do exactly what I've just done then. However, the paid version, if you want it to refer between chats, so if you want it to refer to a chat you had 3 weeks ago, you need a paid version for that. But the free version is perfectly fine. The ones with MOE have to sign up for the Google VO. Not sure, to be honest, but I know that all paid for workspaces in Google have this free video generating app. So I'm assuming that that also counts for the MOE because I know the MOE pays for those Google workspaces. So I can't imagine why the MOE would restrict your access to that. Just give it a go though. Make sure you're logged into your MOE Google Workspace. I'll share the link afterwards. Click on it and see if you can generate the videos. You should be able to. Do you think that? Okay, well, you answered that one as well. Okay. I need to share with you one more thing, which is the feedback form. My apologies. Apologies to Geeta and Nisha. Okay, so if you could just take 1 minute, scan the QR code and give us your feedback. And while you're doing that, if you've got any other questions you want to ask me, please feel free.
Gary, can I quickly explain to them about the form as well?
Sure.
Teachers, this would be your feedback and your attendance for the workshop. So once you submit the feedback form together with your attendance, you will automatically receive your certificate of participation to the registered email. All right?
And also, if any of you have any questions or you want to continue this conversation with me after this session, I'm going to put my my email address inside here because I'm not in. Am I in the WhatsApp group, Nisha? I am. Can I reply? Is it a one-way community thing or is it a chat? Oh, you're on mute, Nisha. You're on mute.
Sorry. It's only admin chat there, but I can add you as an admin for now.
Okay, or yeah, that'd be great. Or alternatively, Nisha, you can share my contact details in there. And if anyone wants to WhatsApp me, if anyone is much of a nerd in AI as I am, and you want to continue this conversation, I'm more than happy to do so. Just send me a WhatsApp.
Okay. I will share your details in the group later.
And yeah, Lily, I will share all of the one you ask and the AI answer your question. That was ChatGPT. I just clicked on voice mode, which was here at the bottom. You see this? So I clicked on this thing right at the bottom here, and it enters into voice mode, and then you can start speaking. You can have a conversation. You can do that on the app as well if you download it. My son often has conversations with ChatGPT. I think he's weird. He thinks it's cool.
I have always had chat with ChatGPT. Scary.
Okay, he's not weird. I didn't mean weird, Nisha. I meant unique.
A good friend of mine now.
Okay, and afterwards I will also share the slides as well with all the links and you can access everything. And I'm sure Nisha and Geeta will share this session recording with you all so you can rewatch if I was going too fast or if you want to review anything. Thank you very much for your attention, everybody.
Just hold on. Can we take a group photo? Teachers, please turn on your cameras for a while so I can see a picture. Don't leave yet. Let's take a picture. Please turn on your
We're doing that.
cameras. You can do this. You can do this. Okay, are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1 minute. And one more time.
Go.
Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3. And yeah, done. Thank you.
Cool.
Okay, thank you teachers for joining us today. We will soon have workshop 2 and I'll be sharing more details on the chat group. Hope to see you all again. And if you want to give chance to the other group of teachers, you can, because there are some teachers who registered and not joined in the very last minute. So please plan your dates once we share, and then hopefully we don't have any absentees so that the other teachers can also, and we can take turns. But don't worry, I will be sharing the recording to all the teachers, but you will be gauging the attendance for the session. All right. So thank you, teachers. Thank you from Finco. Thank you very, very much. Thanks, Geeta, and thank you all teachers. See you all soon.
Thank you. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So much.